I was first asked to conduct a CD of Bruneau, of course, I didn't really have an idea of what the music sounded like. Alfred Bruneau is a composer who is not very often played, and at the same time, you know, his is also a name that you don't hear very regularly on concert programs or recordings. So when I was asked to do this project, the first thing that I did was to find out more about the composer. There isn't very much information about him, but we do know that he was French, that he was educated in a very French Paris Conservatoire sort of system, and who his influences were. When the scores arrived and I took a very good look at what I had to record, I found immediately that it was more than what I had found, that I had read about on the internet. That Bruneau's music was actually very theatrical, very dramatic, very programmatic, and if you take this as a point of departure, then his music becomes a lot clearer as to what it's going to say, or what you need to portray, or what a conductor or a performer has to focus on and has to bring out in the content. It's true that some of the music sounds like a movie soundtrack, but I take this in a very positive light. I would say that if I were a movie composer, I would definitely look to Alfred Bruneau as a very strong source of inspiration. Now, the pieces that we have recorded on this CD represents the main and the most important opuses of Bruneau's output. So they come from his most important stage works, and even more, they are taken from those stage works, and a big chunk of the recorded music are really like, I would say, parts of a ballet or a prelude or an interlude. And it's very interesting to realize how Bruneau, with all his different influences, actually put together a style and a sound that is not only French, but very, I would say, colorful, and can actually stand on its own feet. So if you're listening to music, you realize that, hey, you don't need to be watching the opera, you don't need to be watching the ballet or the stage work to actually realize what's going on in the music. He portrays everything very dramatically, very clearly, and he makes very good use of all the instruments in the orchestra. This Bruneau CD represents the music of a composer that is long forgotten. So this is a good chance for listeners and all those who are interested in French music, in lesser known music, I would say film music, or music for the stage. Now, if you are very interested in any one of these genres, I would highly recommend to get a copy of the CD and to listen to the music and to immediately get to know another composer that might actually resurface and return to all the programs and all the orchestras that we know.